Okay, so welcome to New Thought Tuesdays. Today, Dean is not available, and I'm not going to be available. So we pre-recorded a session that we're going to be playing, and I'll play that for you. And just to give you a heads up, we're making some changes in New Thought Tuesdays. I think we talked about it in the video that you're about to see. But we're making some changes on the time when we're going to be doing this. We might be doing it live, um, just impromptu. We're not sure. We're working through exactly what we're going to be doing. But this will be the last Tuesday at 10 a.m. That we're doing. And again, like I say, it is a recorded broadcast. So I am going to share the screen and we're going to take a look at what Dean and I came up with.
Welcome to New Thought Tuesdays with Rich Smith. I'm Dean Regan. Very glad to be here, and we have no regrets about being here, do we, Richard?
No regrets, no regrets at all.
So, when you talk about, you have any regrets, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, no, I don't have any regrets. And that's all fine and good. That's great. And what I find more particularly valuable is to use that magnifier glass to say, okay, hey, where do I have some shadow bits of regret? And apply the spiritual practice of thanksgiving or forgiveness, love, and incorporate it into my spiritual practice, prayer, affirmation, meditation, reading, and study to really illuminate that and essentially once I've opened the door, allow myself to walk through that door of trust, because whenever there's a sense of regret,
Yeah.
it is losing touch with that awareness of trust.
Yeah. Trust that everything, is unfolding in perfect order. I was saying earlier that I have some regrets that, I didn't stay with that electrical engineering career when I went to college for 2 years, and I didn't stick with it. I went to filmmaking instead, became a
Right.
struggling filmmaker. And yet, and I say, well, I got regrets now because now I'm this old man without a big savings account and starting regretting. And then you reminded me that uh, that that really there are no regrets because I wouldn't be here today doing my spiritual coalition, working with filmmakers, and enjoying my life. And I said to you, and I know that this is true. That Jen and I always look at our life and go, "We're living a great life." No, we don't have the big house, we don't have the nice, beautiful car, you know, we don't travel, although we did go to Italy.
You've got
Yeah,
a wonderful home, you've got a wonderful relationship, you've
yeah,
got a wonderful you work in terms of different autos and your vans that you can travel in, or where are we going to use these? You use them as just chess pieces in your wonderfully loving life.
yeah,
And from that place of authentic truth, I build, we all can build a sense of joy, fun, abundance, trusting that as we were talking about just before we came on here, just talking about the idea that the universe is ever abundance,
yeah.
that abundance, that ever abundant universe is always present. And it's a matter of me being open to it.
It's a matter of what we think about, we bring about, like on New Thought Tuesdays. I went to Italy. I had to go for a friend 2 weeks in Italy. It cost a fortune. And I wasn't working that much, because I'm semi-retired. And I came home from Italy, and all of a sudden I got 3 times more work. I tripled my income, and now I'm able to pay for the trip to Italy. It's like maybe it's just a switching the way you look at things.
Yeah, but
I have
but
no regrets.
but Rich, from the beginning, and so you got to track this back, because from the beginning of that trip, you said, this is perfect. The money is here. the money is coming. This is the perfect thing I'm doing it. I feel called to do it. You did it. You had a great time. A lot of surprises, a lot of adventures, some welcome, some not so welcome. And all of the unwelcome that came unfolded into something that was a miracle.
Yeah.
And so you were very clear from the beginning of this one segment that we're talking about of this just feels great. This feels right.
Yeah.
And that's how it continues to unfold.
But how about you? Any regrets?
Let's see. Regret. Well, okay. So last night, I'm just going to go to this morning. I woke up at like 4:15 in the morning, and there was no reason for me to wake up that early, but I was having a bad dream. It was kind of the actor's nightmare. I was on stage. I was backstage trying to get ready, couldn't find my makeup, and wasn't having cooperation, and there's agitation feelings.
Oh my God, it reminds me of my waiter's nightmares I used to have when I was bringing the wrong food to the person.
Exactly.
That goes, I didn't order this.
I didn't order this. The up a tree, we used to call it. Up a tree dream. And so I woke up and I breathed and I thought, oh, well, it's 4:15 in the morning. I'd like to sleep longer. So let's just take a deep breath and do that which I do in order to go back to sleep. And then it became clear that prayer and meditation, prayerful meditation,
I like that.
was in order. And so that's what I did. And there was a sense of calm and peace. And I was awake for a while, and then I drifted to sleep, I guess, because I woke up later than I had thought I would. But I also recognized that what growth and what a transition I've been experiencing, because about 7 years ago, I was in a corporate job that was kind of a godsend. I was really excited about this corporate job, but it did not go well. It didn't go well for me. It didn't go well for the people that I was working with. And it was a place of great anxiety for me. I mean, there's one morning also in the middle of the night where I was sobbing in the shower with such pressure and taking all on my shoulders. No, this is years after I was a licensed practitioner. And the reason I bring this story up is I realized that, especially after 4 years of New Thought Tuesdays and maintaining my living in concert with life ministry, I am so much more facile in bringing the spiritual truth into my life when there seems to be a separation. And I was doing kind of I was also sleeping, kind of doing a happy dance over it. It was really exciting to feel like, I'm feeling some transition in a positive way that's palpable right here and right now. And so the connection with the regret thing is I didn't sit there and go, oh God, what a schmo I was as a practitioner. How could I have not incorporated this stuff into it more completely? Back then I was dealing with psychology and office management and working with people, and it was all on the human plane, and I was not I was buying the story that I was living.
Yeah.
I was buying into the story. And I'm just so thrilled at sensing the progression. Because I was doing well at the time as well, but there were some aspects that are even deeper now. So I guess my regret story has to do with, I found that I didn't have a regret, that I'm so grateful for the experience that I had. And one of the things I wanted to, Holmes talks about in Science of Mind, he the place that living the science of mind. In the glossary, he talks about regret, and he says to feel dissatisfaction or grief on account of something which has been done or which has been left undone. Looking back with longing, perhaps reproach.
No regrets. You know, when I told you earlier, I was working electrical engineering and all of that, going to school. I'm at Northeastern University. And then Jen and I always call it stick it to the man. We quit that job in electrical engineering. Let's stick it to the man, you know? And so do you have regrets for sticking it to the man? What happened to you when you left the corporate world? Did you pursue more of your spiritual mind coaching?
Well, I've maintained my client base even when I was in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And it, interestingly enough, working with clients and bringing and at that point in time, I was strictly doing practitioner sessions, as opposed to right now living in concert with life. I have a few different types of sessions that I offer, and I kept the ministry going. It was a challenge, and it was also there was discord, because there's things that were not reflecting in the way that I wanted them to reflect. So I was, as I continue to do to this day, working my own spiritual principles. Speaking of no regrets, I've been grinning like a Cheshire cat all week because I started the master's program at the University of Delaware in vocal performance, and I'm spending all my time in singing experiences and piano experiences and voice teaching study and
doing what you love.
Studying with a marvelous voice teacher.
And here's a spiritual principle. Are you doing what you're called to be doing, what your true nature is? As far as, I mean, I know you, I've worked with you for 4 years now, and you are the educational type person. You like researching, educating yourself, reading, and now teaching, and going back for your master's degree at what, 85 years old?
Oh, look at the time. I got to go, Rich.
I had a friend who was in her 60s and went back for her degree in filmmaking, and she said they were all like young, you know, 18, 19-year-olds.
Well, of course, I'm old enough to be their grandfather, but hey, you know, it is being in a place where you can live regret free, and one of the is important, and that's the place that I've been in very much this week. There's been a lot of joy, but the thing that the other thing about this whole no regrets, the single most important talent that I find in staying in the rejoice zone as opposed to the regret zone is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And for regret, I find the forgiveness, it's like right here. This is the first place to forgive. Yeah. And getting facile at self-forgiveness.
Yeah. So forgiveness, what are some of the other spiritual principles that you've used in order to go from regrets to rejoice? Is that what you said?
Regrets? From regret to rejoice, yes. There's the thing, following your bliss.
That's it.
Following your bliss, and then the fire alarm for me, when I was a kid, we had a volunteer fire department, and if there was a fire, this huge alarm would go on that would sound all over the neighborhood. Well, it was also just 3 doors away from us, so it was really loud. The really loud fire alarm that I get is when I am trying to push against something.
Yeah.
That's when it's it instead of seeing the flow, grabbing the flow, pushing against something, that is the biggest fire alarm for me to say, okay, you're pushing against right here.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, point yourself in the direction of joy, of course, with the foundation of love, because all of this stuff, we can talk about peace and joy, we can talk about all kinds of stuff, but so you can forget everything I just said. If you are in a position of love, authentic love.
And I want to add to that, do what makes you feel good. If it feels good, you know you're going in the right direction. If you're in a job like you were in your corporate job and it doesn't feel good and you're crying in the shower and weeping on the toilet seat, I don't know what you were doing, but when it doesn't feel good, that's the universe saying, get out of this. And if you don't get out of it, the universe will kick you out. And all of a sudden something will happen. And it's just like you lose your job or you get fired or whatever. But that's what I find is when I'm paddling against the river, up the river, that I keep doing it. I don't know what it is that makes us do something that we don't enjoy because of fear, doubt, and worry. We fear that we're not going to have enough money. We fear that we're not going to be able to get another job. We fear that our career as an entertainment business, which I coach, is not going to go the way I want it to go. What's the opposite of fear? Faith. That's another spiritual principle. Having faith. You must have had some kind of faith in what you were doing when you took that leap, some kind of faith in the principles that you were practicing based on the science of mind as a practitioner.
Well, Tony Robbins, who is, of course, all in the psychological space, he's not in the spiritual space. Tony Robbins, I remember years ago, would teach there's two things that make people move: inspiration or desperation. In that particular case, it was desperation.
Yeah.
Now, I also happen to have my family tapping me on the shoulder going, when are you going to lose this job? Because this is just not working.
Yeah.
And of course, there was concern about the money. And it's like, you know what? I halved our income and we've never felt it.
Yeah. And you know what? The whole thing about money, employers don't have the power to give you the money. Your job doesn't have the power to give you the money. The only thing that gives you the money and the wealth and abundance is the infinite universe.
Yep.
God, divine presence, always giving of itself in abundance. All over the place, there's abundance. And so when you let go of something, like when I told you earlier, when I went to Italy, I went kind of in worrying whether I was going to be able to afford it. I come back and tripled my income. The minute I got back, I started getting every week, getting more and more jobs. The universe will supply you with whatever you need. If it feels good, go with it. If it brings you joy, go with it. Right? If it brings you, if you want to, what is it? Rejoice, is that what you said? Feel rejoice over something.
Yes.
Go with it. And feel rejoice that you did it, not regret.
Now, I personally, in the human area, I personally find joy in working through some of the story, achievement, some of the human stuff. I personally find there have been plenty of times when I've not been in a blissful joy, but I've worked through some things because my priority, my divine desire was being unfolding in that. It was not always nirvana, but there's this flow, and yes, there may be some contrast going on in the flow, but you notice the contrast and you allow yourself to recognize that you're in the flow always.
Yes, exactly. Your mind may be someplace else, going against the river, not in the flow.
Right.
But you are in the flow. You just have to get your mind in the flow.
And if you want to introduce your own judgment and you're complaining and you're feared out and worry, you're welcome to do that.
Yeah, you have choice, free choice.
And then things start getting a little bit heavy when you start embracing, oh, let's bring some more fear, some more doubt, more worry. That trust, we'll trust later.
Yeah.
Then it can get really thick. And it has for me.
Yeah.
Hasn't been recently, but has
Now, this is a good time to talk about New Thought Tuesday then, because
New Thought Tuesdays. Yay. As you said, we've been doing New Thought Tuesdays together for 4 years. Oh my golly gosh. We've been doing New Thought Tuesdays virtually every Tuesday, very few Tuesdays off for 4 years.
And Dean's going for his master's degree, taking up all his time. I'm doing my spiritual coalition, and it's just not feasible to continue doing it every Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I have, and I'm the one that's thrown a little bit of a wrench in there. I've got a class on Tuesdays, and I'm going to stay in this class. So what we're doing is we are embracing the bliss of celebrating our 4 years of New Thought Tuesdays and topics of abundance and kindness and peace and faith and trust and forgiveness and thanksgiving. All we've been going the gamut for 4 years.
All based on New Thought teachings, which we're going to continue.
All based on New Thought ancient wisdom teachings, which we're going to continue to do. We do have some business to finish with our beloved The Inner Circle, which we are and will continue to do. We will be finishing up that experience and moving it into a different experience. But Rich and I are going to be a little bit more, well, we're going to be a lot more impromptu. We get together and do this stuff all the time. So what we're going to do is start doing YouTube, Facebook, Substack, Instagram lives. We're gonna get together. We're gonna have a topic. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna go out live. Watch it, comment, embrace it, bring it into your spiritual practice.
Yeah, and the format's changing a little bit more. As you noticed today, we had more of a conversation. What are we experiencing? We want you as our audience to write to us and let us know what you're experiencing and how we can maybe cover that in the next episode, and how, if we can give any spiritual insight on how you can break through some of the blocks, the fear, doubt, the worry, not just about what we're going through. We're doing this for you guys too. We learn a lot. I've gotten a lot out of the last 4 years, Dean and I, and we didn't want to stop doing this because we're both busy and don't have time. We wanted to continue doing it. So we figured this is the best way to do it. And now we want to involve you guys live so that when you come on live, you can post in the chat and ask us questions, and we can work with you guys
or share your successes.
Yeah,
share some of your successes with us. We'll be there. We'll respond. We will be doing it live, and we're going to embrace this new format, and we'll grow with it as you grow with it.
And we're going to rejoice in the change. I'm not going to regret it. I'm going to rejoice in the change. It was a great 4 years. I was talking to Kimmy about that today. She goes, there's no regrets. Look at what you accomplished in the last 4 years. Now you're taking that to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Universe's spirit is using you in a different way now. And you're going to open up, and new and bigger, better things are going to come out of this.
Yep.
So there's no regrets. Just rejoice in the change. I hope you guys do too.
Before we go, I'm going to I'd like to share this Ernest Holmes affirmation. Are you ready to close out, sir?
Let's do it.
All right. So this is from Science of Mind. Take a deep breath, and if you're in a safe space, you can close your eyes while you listen to this. Holmes writes, I have no sense of insecurity or anxiety. I feel secure in God. I know that I will be guided and guarded and loved into fulfillment. I have no anxious thoughts for tomorrow, for I shall know what to do when tomorrow comes. I shall be guided to know what to do. Having no morbid regrets over the past and no anxiety over the future, I live today as though God were all there is, because God is all there is. There is no other power, no other presence, and no other life.
One life, one power, one presence within each and every one of us.
There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now.
That's beautiful. Remember that. Say that to yourself often, guys. Okay. So we'll see. Well, we're not going to see you next week. We usually end saying we'll see you next week. We'll see you whenever
When we see you.
when we see you. We're looking forward to it. Take care. Bye.
Okay, so there you go. Why am I getting feedback? So there you go. Just keep in touch. If you go to support@theinfinitefilmmaker.com, you can get on our email list and we'll send you information on the new changes that are taking place on New Thought Tuesdays, how we're going to transform into something bigger, better, greater, more powerful than we had before. So sign up, join us, get on the mailing list, and we'll see you the next time we broadcast. Okay, take care. Bye.